Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So as usual, let's go over and see what happened. Quite a bloodbath in the market, except for Tesla, actually, surprisingly. Well, somewhat. So yeah, Tesla ending the day. The market's about to close in literally 5 seconds, so let's wait for it to actually close. But Tesla essentially ending the day down about 0.4% to about $1,000. $1,005, or I guess $1,004.96. Close enough. But yeah, overall, well, maybe now, okay, never mind. Now it's $1,005. Anyway, $1,005, we'll just say. So let's go over the market, see what happened, and what we can expect to see going into next week. So first, let's quickly recap what happened today. Pretty much exactly what I said will happen from yesterday happened today. So essentially, we opened up right here. Chilled around this area, came down, tested around the 1,000 area, did break under it a bit, but overall we held it, for the most part, and then flew back up and retested essentially the 1030 area. Pretty much exactly what I said would happen yesterday happened today, right? Like I said, test 1,000 most likely, probably hold, bounce off 1,000, probably run up to this rectangle area. We usually never break it, and hold and break and hold. There's a difference between breaking it and there's a difference between holding it. We broke it very slightly for like a couple minutes, but like I said, you have to hold it, right? That's the most important part. Obviously, we didn't hold it. We actually got rejected extremely fast once we got up there, like extremely fast. We actually got there really fast, and then we went back down really fast. Set up a little bit of a kind of a bearish flag intraday, broke it, kind of sold off the rest of the day off of that, and that's essentially what happened. So pretty much going sideways more or less, but like I said, pretty much between the 1030 to 1,000 channel, we pretty much went back and forth, up and down, up and down, up and down, and we actually held 1,000, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite impressed that Tesla actually is still above 1,000, mainly because the indices had an horrendous day. Like, this was like two absolutely horrible days in a row, like atrocious days in a row, right? So you can see the QQQ here down almost like 3%, man. 2.62% on the QQQ, considering we just had a pretty much exactly the same day yesterday. And then again, like, that's quite brutal. Like, at this point, like, I expect some kind of bounce, but I expect a bounce, honestly, probably back up to like 333, get rejected, and then we probably make our way down. Or, we can very well just make our way back down pretty much to double bottom here at 317. Very, very possible as well. Like something like this. That'll be another pretty much same move as today, essentially, on Monday. Like, that wouldn't be surprise me at all. You know how I always say that Mondays tend to rhyme with Fridays, right? It's usually Friday is bad, then Monday tends to be bad, and vice versa. Not always, of course. Again, if it was that easy, then, it would be too easy to make money. But, more often than not, I always say this, that Mondays tend to rhyme with Fridays. So, we'll see what happens. It wouldn't surprise me just to pretty much double or maybe triple bottom at this point, somewhere around that 317-ish level for the QQQ. Same with the SPY, like horrendous day, 2 horrendous days in a row. The SPY being down almost 3% is like pretty fucked up, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite brutal. Yeah, so just a horrendous day. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the SPY gets a little bit of a bounce up, maybe potentially to like 432, I guess, or something like that. That would be a move of roughly like 1.5-ish% from here, which of course will help Tesla. Now, granted how bad the indices performed today, the fact that Tesla's only down about 0.4% is actually quite fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, that's really impressive. If the QQQ is down this much, you would expect Tesla to at the very least be down 3%. So the fact that it's not is like, I think is like ridiculous. Like, that's extremely surprising. Like, if Tesla was down like the amount of at the least the amount it should be down, it would be probably like at like 980 right now, roughly. So the fact that it's above 1,000 is actually quite good. But essentially what you want to be looking at for next week, especially Monday, I think Monday will be pretty important, but essentially what you want to be looking at for now is essentially the 1,000 level and the 1030 level, right? Whichever breaks first. If 1,000 breaks first, then it, especially on like like a higher time frame, like the 15-minute, you can see here, if on the 15-minute a candle closes below 1,000, there's a decent chance that this area is probably done for now, and we're most likely heading down to the 978-ish level. So that's essentially the thing I would be looking for there. And if 978 ever breaks in a similar fashion, like I just said on the like a slightly longer time frame, like 15, maybe 30-minute time frame, like a candle closes, a decent chance we're finally making our way down here. On the flip side, though, if Tesla somehow manages to, I don't know how, the market looks like shit, I'll be completely honest with you, but if by some miracle we get a strong enough bounce and somehow the market brushes all this off somehow, which, I mean, it's possible, but we'll see. Pretty much want to look for the same concept, just flipped for the 1030 range on Tesla, or maybe even like, yeah, I would say 1030 to be safe. You want to see a candle nice close above 1030, which I don't think will happen, but it's not impossible for sure. But essentially you want to see that happen, and that can signify a more upside move, maybe to like somewhere around maybe 1050 to 1060 next week, if we get like a solid break above 1030 and actually hold it. Wouldn't be surprised to see 1050 to 1060 somewhere next week as well. Now, if I had to make a guess, again, guys, I've been saying this for like 2 weeks at this point. Even before we made this move up here, I've been saying it like all the way since like over here. Even if we make a move up here, I still overall think that we are going to be revisiting this general area again. 950 to the low 900s, like maybe 950 to 930 ish, 920, something like that. Somewhere in that range is like a heavy buy area for me personally. I'm trying to like very patiently wait for that. I did buy actually 10 shares on market close, essentially at where it closed 1,005. I bought 10 shares, and that's essentially the only thing I have right now. Everything else I'm just straight cash. It's like it's a very small percentage for me. So I'm personally just in case we get some kind of miraculous bounce on Monday, that's there to like play that. If not, I mean, again, 10 shares relative to my portfolio is not very large, so I don't personally mind. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm seeing, guys. So again, taking a look at let's say the daily at this point, right? You can see the daily. So okay, the one thing the thing with the market is that it's good to look at past trends, because it often rhymes, right? Like it's very rare that it's literally the same move, but it's very often that you can see similar moves based on what happened in the past. And I think this move is very similar to like almost like what happens here, where we just kind of kept selling off, then we had a massive rally pretty quickly as well, where we kind of rallied up here, stopped, and then rallied again, rallied up here, stopped, rallied again. And then, we just similar green candle here, and then it just followed by red and just straight selling, bounced, fell, held a very tiny amount, fell, might hold a very tiny amount, but ultimately not too long after, it just essentially straight plummeted again, which is what I see happening here, right? I essentially see this situation right here happening here. Except just instead of like all the way down here, which I mean, it could. There are projections that I've seen from people that, I value their opinions, that are saying that Tesla will visit 600. I don't know. It very well might. I don't know if it will, of course. That's a pretty significant drop from here. It's like 40%, which is quite significant. But it might. It very well might. But my personal target, where I'm trying really, really hard to like, not buy in, because like I really want to own Tesla. Like I hate not owning Tesla shares. Like I hate it. It's one of the worst feelings ever, in all honesty. But like I'm trying to like take emotion out, and I'm trying really hard to not get FOMO or greed, and I'm trying really hard to wait until this area to buy. So I'm gonna be next week. I think next week will be juicy. I actually want Tesla to break 1,000, because the second Tesla breaks 1,000 especially and starts entering this little gap or trading range between like 980 to 1,000, that right there to me is like the juicy zone, because that is where I'm going to be selling heavy puts for like 950 to like 930, aka like a bullish position. Like I'm selling the puts, aka like I'm willing to buy shares if it gets there. If not, I'd soak in the premium, right? It's essentially a bullish position. I'm personally going to be selling puts like pretty aggressively there, because this is like really like personally a very attractive zone for me to buy. But having said that, just in case, it's always good to be careful. What would be the case for us to potentially drop back to like 800, maybe even potentially that dreaded 600 that someone that I personally respect is projecting for? What can cause that? Number one, by far, and the most important thing I would personally be looking for is a break of the teal line. The teal line has been, overall like a decent kind of, area. Let's put that back here. I think it was there. I don't know. Overall, the teal line has been like a very nice area for us to pay attention to, right? So essentially, if sometime next week or the week after, we are unable to hold pretty much like 930-ish, give or take, like 930, 920, somewhere in that range. Like if that area just cannot hold, and we break back under, which again, I don't think is out of the question. We'll see, of course, not out of the question. The weekly candle is looking very mediocre. That essentially would start opening up the possibilities to, potentially dropping out, like making new lows even. It's a scary thought, it really is. But I personally think if it ever drops to 600s, that is like not financial advice, but that is like the buy of the century, man. No troll. Like, if I see Tesla ever enter 600, like if there's ever a 6 in front of Tesla, I am going to be going super aggressive. I'm going to be going to the bank. I'm withdrawing money. I'm buying very aggressively, like really aggressively. That is like truly going to be the deal of the century, unless of course the whole market collapses and everything just falls even lower, which I guess is possible, but we'll see. Anyway, that's essentially what I'm seeing, guys. The first and foremost, the first thing I'm looking for overall, I really still believe we're going to the mid 900s ish. That's my personal buy zone. I'm very, very happy buying there, at the very least for a bounce play minimum. And that's what I'm waiting for. Again, you know, there's a chance that we can still have more upside if we break 1030. I don't think that's very likely. It's like a 20% chance for me. I think it's a much higher chance that we overall end up at some point or another dropping below 1,000 and eventually probably dropping below 977 to 980, eventually breaking that as well, and then falling back down over here. I just can't. Just like, again, I literally stare at charts every single day, and like just looking at this, it's hard for me to see this as something that looks healthy and something that's gonna break up even further. This to me just looks like a bear flag. Like, it really just looks like somewhat of a bear flaggy to me. You know, we just kind of drop down, kind of, you know, slowly go up like this, make higher highs, higher lows. But like if it happens after a massive drop, that's usually the sign of a bear flag, which to me this kind of looks like that, sort of. So I don't know. It's just, it doesn't look good. It doesn't. It just really doesn't. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. We have some great moves. We have some great runs here. But I mean, the market is just shitting itself, like just straight up shitting itself. So yeah, that's gonna hurt Tesla as well. But yeah, if you're an investor and you know you're someone that wants to hold Tesla and you know someone that's excited for holding Tesla for 5-10 years, then you should be excited about it falling, because I mean you're gonna get some serious deals coming up potentially. So that's the way I look at it. But either way, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. If I see any stupid comments, you can get banned. I'm just sorry. I've been seeing some comments that are just so idiotic that I feel like I'm losing brain cells reading them. So yeah, I'm just saying, you know, if I see those kind of comments, I'm just gonna straight up delete them, because I don't want other people to have to lose brain cells having to read some, you know, idiocy I've seen in the comments. Not a lot, but there have been a couple, you know, which is just really cringe. But either way, thanks for watching, guys. See you guys on Monday. Peace.